Coming up on Network Africa. Landslide kills more than 1,000 people in Sudan's Darfur region as the Sudan Liberation Movement appeals for United Nations help to recover bodies. Ghanaian President John Mahama fires the Chief Justice Gertrude Torkornoo after investigation into her alleged misbehavior. Plus, African leaders arrive Beijing ahead of Wednesday's Victory Day celebrations in China. Hello and welcome to the program. I'm Layo Olarinde. We begin in Sudan, where the Sudan Liberation Movement Army, SLMA, is appealing for help from the United Nations after a landslide in the western Darfur region destroyed an entire village. According to the rebel group that controls the area, an estimated 1,000 people have died and they need assistance in recovering bodies buried by the landslide after heavy rains. According to news agencies, the Sudan Liberation Movement Army issued a statement late on Monday reporting the disaster in the Mara Mountains area of Darfur. SLMA stated that the landslide occurred on Sunday, following days of heavy rainfall in the area, and the village of Tarasin was completely leveled to the ground, leaving only one survivor. The ruling Sovereign Council in Khartoum says it mourns the death of hundreds of innocent residents in the Mara Mountains landslide, adding that all possible capabilities have been mobilized to support the area. News of the disaster comes as Sudan's ongoing war, now in its third year, plunges the country further into one of the world's worst humanitarian crises, with famine already declared in parts of Darfur. We're here in West Africa. Ghana's President John Mahama has fired the country's Chief Justice Gertrude Torkornoo following a recommendation by an inquiry. She had been on suspension since April after complaints were lodged against her in petitions by 3 individuals, with the president setting up a 5-member committee to investigate. The presidency said the commission found that grounds of stated misbehavior had been established and recommended her removal from office. The presidency said Mr. Mahama was required to act in accordance with the committee's recommendations. However, Ms. Torkornoo has dismissed the allegations as unfounded and politically motivated. She's the 3rd female Chief Justice who was nominated in 2023 by former President Nana Akufo-Addo, and she's the first sitting Chief Justice to be investigated and dismissed. Well, let's get more on this. Joining us now is Channels TV Sahel correspondent Mo Sani Aliyu in Tamale, northern Ghana. Hello, Mo. Great to see you. Do give us more details of this investigation that, led to her eventual dismissal by the president.
Well, thank you for having me, Layo. Well, as you said in your introduction, the CJ, Gertrude Torkornoo, is the 3rd woman to hold the office of Chief Justice of the Republic of Ghana. But she's the first sitting Chief Justice of Ghana to be removed from office. And this started after 3 different petitions were submitted by 3 different petitioners regarding her conduct while holding the office of the Chief Justice of the Republic of Ghana. The most damning of them all is one that was submitted by a certain businessman, Mr. Paul Oforie, who is also a philanthropist. He listed over 20 different infractions, which he said the Chief Justice of Ghana, Mrs. Torkornoo, had conducted while she was running the office of the Chief Justice of the Republic of Ghana. And that led to the President of the Republic of Ghana, that is John Dramani Mahama, to set up a 5-member commission that was tasked with investigating the veracity of those petitioners. those claims in those three petitions. And it is to be noted that after that commission submitted its report, only one out of those three petitions was mentioned in the final report. It was also based on that particular submission that the president of Ghana said under the constitution, the 1992 constitution of the Republic of Ghana, that is, that section 146, subsection 9 of the constitution mandated him to take action by removing her. But you should also remember that it was a while back in April 2025 that Justice Tokono was suspended from office to allow investigations to proceed. She has now been removed from office, as you rightly said, and this is the first time this is happening in Ghana, and a lot of chatter going on social media and on the streets of Ghana regarding this removal.
Indeed. My next question to you will be, what do Ghanaians think? But before you, answer that, there are two petitions left, just like you've mentioned, that have not been concluded. Could, the eventual outcome of those petitions affect her in any way, even after her dismissal?
Well, I spoke to a lawyer, a Ghanaian lawyer here in Accra, in Tamale, and he said, well, it is like water under the bridge. The most damning allegations against her were in that first petition. Even if those other two petitions found her not culpable or culpable, nothing will change. The only thing is that there was one particular petition, one of the other two, that was criminal in nature. And so if that happened, she could face a separate legal procedure, which could potentially see her being sanctioned. I do not think she was going to go to prison for that, but that is for the lawyers to ascertain. But the Ghana Constitution is very clear that if the president of the republic finds that the sitting chief justice of the country is in infraction of the particular petitions that have been sent to him, he is bound to act.
All right, you mentioned chatter in the Ghanaian social media space. What do Ghanaians, think of this? This is the first of its kind in the country.
Yes, well, as you may imagine, a lot of Ghanaians find it a very serious matter. One thing I have noted over my stay here is that they are very, very interested in what is happening in the political space, and any mention of this, that is, any mention of corruption or any infractions by any government officials is seen very seriously. The Ghanaians do not take it lightly when such allegations are made. Therefore, most of the Ghanaians I spoke to over the course of today expressed satisfaction with the action of the president of Ghana, John Dramani Mahama. Of course, there is a political dimension to this, because she was, as you rightly said, she was appointed to the office of the Chief Justice of the Republic of Ghana by the former president, Nana Akufo-Addo. And so some people are saying, well, it is this particular government, which is the NDC government, is playing politics with the issue. So they are seeing it from that perspective, that it's a political matter, not strictly a legal one. So some are seeing it as that, but most of the people I've spoken to, most of them say that the Chief Justice, the former Chief Justice Gertrude Tokono, has been served what came to her, that she received what was her due, that she was actually culpable. That is how they see it, and they thank the president for taking action.
All right then. Thank you so much. Mo Sani Aliyu, Channels TV's Sahel correspondent. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Well, neighboring Nigeria is reiterating its commitment to boosting international ties and align foreign relations with emerging global dynamics in politics, trade and culture. Well, this was made known during the Colombian Vice President Francia Marquez's visit to the State House in Abuja. Our State House correspondent Larry Lasisi reports that President Bola Tinubu emphasized that global economic uncertainties and shifting international policies call for forging new partnerships.
Vice President Kashim Shettima leads the Vice President of the Republic of Colombia, Francia Marquez, and her delegation to a meeting with President Bola Tinubu at the State House. This meeting is part of the activities lined up for the 3-day visit of the Colombian Vice President to Nigeria. On hand for the meeting is the Chief of Staff to the President, Femi Gbajabiamila, some ministers, including the Minister of Foreign Affairs, the Coordinating Minister of Finance and the Economy, and aides to the President. The meeting commences with the arrival of the President. The Colombian Vice President thanks President Tinubu for the audience, even as she assured that her visit will kickstart a long-lasting relationship built on substantial cultural similarity and heritage.
Y podamos definir de manera concreta nuestras agendas.
Colombia has clearly expressed an interest to strengthen our commercial, cultural and cooperation ties as countries who belong to the great family of the Global South. We know that we can work together on issues such as peace, economic and social development, the economic integration of both our regions, social justice, but also closely work on issues such as gender justice, because we know that both our countries are truly interested in making sure that women are more and more involved and active in decision-making spaces.
The Vice President also highlighted several areas for strengthening bilateral relations, including aviation, visas, political consultations, cultural exchanges, and trade. In his response, President Tinubu stated that the conclusions of all the bilateral meetings and the agreements signed under the supervision of Vice President Kashim Shettima would receive speedy attention.
Nigeria being producer of gas, oil and gas industry, particularly gas, we have other opportunities in agriculture and good ideas that you might be able to work with the bilateral agreements that you already entered into. We will accelerate it. We will not slow it down.
He also assured the delegation from the South American country that Nigeria will replicate the agreements signed with Brazil on aviation and consular issues. The visit is expected to deepen diplomatic and strategic cooperation across multiple sectors between both countries. From the presidential villa, Lanre Lasisi, Channels Television News.
Let's take a break now on the program. Still to come. M23 leader accuses Kinshasa of widespread ceasefire violations amid the renewed fighting in Eastern Democratic Republic of Congo. Please stay with us. Welcome back to the program. The Nigerians in Diaspora Commission, NIDCOM, is lauding the Central Bank of Nigeria and diasporans for the increase recorded in diaspora remittances back home. Honorable Abike Dabiri-Erewa, Chairman CEO of NIDCOM, has attributed the recent unprecedented increase in diaspora remittances to the renewed hope policies of the CBN and the trust and confidence Nigerians in diaspora have in the system. She describes the boost to Nigeria's economy from its diaspora community in recent times as humongous. According to statistics from the Central Bank of Nigeria, diaspora remittance inflows tripled to $600 million monthly over the past 2 months. Mrs. Dabiri-Arewa also appreciated the CBN under the leadership of Governor Olayemi Cardoso, whose various policies, according to NITCOM, have led to the upsurge in the remittances, including the introduction of the non-resident BVN and the competitive exchange rate, which encouraged more formal channels of remitting funds. Well, African leaders have begun arriving Beijing for China's 80th Victory Day commemorations. Late on Tuesday evening in Beijing, President Denis Sassou Nguesso of the Republic of the Congo arrived at the airport, where he was welcomed by traditional dancers and a guard of honor before boarding a limousine into the city for the celebrations. Earlier, Zimbabwean President Emmerson Mnangagwa arrived Beijing on Monday ahead of the commemorations scheduled for September 3rd. On his arrival, a dance troupe performed for the president, who was wearing his iconic scarf in the colors of Zimbabwe's flag. Disembarking the plane, he shook hands with a welcoming delegation. President Mnangagwa last visited China for the Forum on China-Africa Cooperation FOCAC Summit, where both sides highlighted their strong traditional friendly relations and mutual political trust. At the invitation of Chinese President Xi Jinping, 26 foreign leaders are attending China's V-Day commemorations in Beijing. China will stage a massive military parade on September 3rd to commemorate the 80th anniversary of the victory in the Chinese People's War of Resistance against Japanese aggression and the World Anti-Fascist War. We're in the Democratic Republic of Congo now. Leader of the Congo River Alliance, Corneille Nangaa, is accusing the Congolese government of violating the ceasefire agreement amid renewed fighting in the eastern region. Speaking at a press conference in Goma, Mr. Nangaa stated that the violation of the permanent ceasefire has destroyed peace and is accusing President Felix Tshisekedi's regime of choosing the path of weapons. Mr. Nangaa also alleged that the government forces had targeted civilians, forcing mass displacement and worsening the humanitarian crisis in the country. This comes after the country, the DRC government and the M23 rebels signed the Qatar-mediated Declaration of Principles, in which both sides committed to a permanent ceasefire in July, intended to implement it by August 18. However, the deadline passed without an agreement being finalized. It also comes after a landmark agreement between DRC and Rwanda, brokered by the United States and Qatar, which was signed in Washington back in June. And we're back here in Nigeria. The Katsina State government is reaffirming its commitment to preserving the Hausa culture and heritage, describing it as a vital tool for education, peace, governance and national development. Well, speaking at the 2025 World Hausa Day celebration in Daura, the Executive Director of the Katsina State History and Culture Bureau, Dr. Gabriel Mansanawa, urges Nigerian youths to value their culture and work towards surpassing the achievements of their predecessors. This is the 10th anniversary of World Hausa Day in Daura, the birthplace of Hausa civilization and the traditional institution of the Hausa people. Hundreds of people from within and outside Nigeria gather at the Kangiwa Square in Daura Emirate to celebrate the day, reflecting on the essence of unity and the value of brotherhood. Organizers stress the importance of the Hausa language and culture, describing it as the largest in Africa and the 11th largest in the world.
As you can see, people are gathered here to celebrate Hausa language and Hausa culture, which is the largest language in the whole of Africa and the 11th largest in the world. And Hausa has become a tool, has become a medium for education, for peace, for governance, for development. So today, celebrating the 10th anniversary since we started Ranar Hausa is very significant, and we are doing it at the birthplace of the Hausa civilization, which is Daura.
It's an exciting day, honestly, because we rode all the way on our horses from Katsina all the way to Daura. We stopped at Marusan Katsina's palace at Sirika. We are really appreciative of the emir on the way he received us and the people, the way they showed us love, all the way from Katsina and here. And so this is the first time it's been done, and we're proud of the people who came with us as well.
Earlier in his remarks, the Waziri of Katsina, Senator Ibrahim Ida, expresses concern over the pollution of the Hausa language and traditions. He appeals to Hausa-speaking people to preserve their heritage.
Don't forget, like every other thing in the world, Hausa language is facing challenges of culture and traditions, pollution as a result of civilization, most of which were not from original Hausa culture and traditions. Hausa people must take steps to avoid it.
The celebration features a grand Durbar procession showcasing Hausa horsemanship, regalia, cultural exhibitions and academic symposiums. And as we end the program today, here's a fun fact about the continent. Did you know that the Namib Desert is widely considered the oldest desert on Earth, with arid conditions dating back at least 55 million years and possibly as far back as 80 million years ago? This incredible age is supported by fossil evidence such as the Sondab sandstone formation, which shows a consistent period of dryness driven by geological factors. Well, this Namib Desert is located on the southwestern coast of Africa, spanning across Namibia, Angola and South Africa. It forms a narrow belt along the Atlantic coastline, with the majority of the desert situated in Namibia. Well, if you didn't know, now you know. And that's it on the program today. Thank you for watching. I'm Layo Olarinde.